and social sciences in Germany. These are our guests. Today I have two full slides, which is very rarely that I have though. And I'm very thankful for the time that guests also made it today. The organizer of the session is my German University, Germany's largest study program database. I hope you already know about it and you have used it so that you know about one of the programs. In case you have questions about this, let me know and I can also address them in written. Check out our articles in case you have questions about visa or scholarship or living in Germany or some other topics. Those articles are even translated to different languages. Maybe you can also find the language that you are more comfortable in reading them. And of course, the webinars. Our webinars are very interactive, informative. We have broad or subject-specific webinars. And of course, the questions about studying in Germany, finding study program and such kind are always covered there. This is our team. We are based in Hamburg, Germany, and we are counseling in different languages. And we are happy to share our experiences, how it feels studying and living in Germany with you. Now, without further ado, I would like to give the mic to the first university. I say like this because we have three speakers from University of Cologne, and they will have a presentation about Bachelor Management, Economics and Social Sciences Driving Sustainable Change, Bachelor of Engineering study program. I give the mic to Anne.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Anne Pang. I am the program manager for our bachelor's in Management, Economics, and Social Science. And I've come here today with two students to give you a true picture, an authentic picture of what this program is, and that's Leo and Hestia. And I think one of our unique selling factors for the University of Cologne is in itself Cologne. It is very green. We have beautiful parks that the students hang around with in all seasons. We've just celebrated the kickoff of the carnival, and we've managed to keep all the parks intact. And we are also a center for a lot of corporations. We have Ford here and also Raven and AXA. And with that, we have a lot of cooperations with them. And since we're a business school, this is a real advantage to us. It is also a historic city. There's a beautiful dome. I've bought tickets to go hear the organ during Christmas Eve. So it is quite magnificent in itself. It's quite it's one of the oldest building that I've been in. So yeah, we really welcome you to come and see this cultural heritage. And of course, like I said, Cologne being a very unique city in Germany, we're actually really warm, is very multicultural, very visibly multicultural. Even for me as also a foreigner in Germany, I really appreciate how I see a lot of people of different colors and races in Cologne. To tell you a little bit more, I am from the Faculty of Management, Economics and Social Sciences. This is the VISO. We are faculty with at least 6,500 students. We have 109 professors, and like I mentioned, we have 200 plus corporate partners. This is really helpful for business students who want to do internship and they want to have real life connection and experiences later for work after graduation. Our career services at VISO faculty really assist you in making this connection. We also have 27 study programs, bachelor's and master's included, and multiple student associations. They're really, really fun. From the last I checked, they're very sociable people. I've been involved in some of their flunky ball tournaments, and it just is very enticing and helps you adjust and transition into Germany and the student culture a lot more easier when you have this social networking among the students. Now, from the 27 study programs, we are ranked top 100 for our business school itself. And of course, our Masters in SAMS is very, very is highly ranked. It is top 47th, I believe. And at master's level, you have lots of English program, but the program that I manage Bachelor's in MES, we call it, is our flagship English program. One of the other benefits of studying here in Germany at the University of Cologne is that we don't have a tuition fee. So if you're concerned, we we are cost effective in that sense. The social fee that you pay actually covers public transportation. So it is in many ways bang for your buck if you do show up here with us. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the program that we run, the flagship English program, the Bachelor's. It covers all three subjects. We call it management, economics, and social sciences, and it is interdisciplinary that way. We also have topics in sociology and psychology. Now, we are the international flagship program in this sense because of our cooperation with international companies, but also the main point that attracts a lot of students is that for German students in particular, when you come, there is a mandatory semester abroad. So you get to go abroad without having to prove yourself. It's not grade dependent. It is a given that you go overseas. And has been a real draw for a lot of students. We are also a very interactive program because what's the difference between us and everything else is that we are running a really small cohort. And this allows for a lot of close connections and building of networking between the students and immediate interaction with the professor because we don't take more than 80 a semester. In parallel to your academic progress, we also run parallel personal development programs where you learn soft skills that will actually put you ahead of the competition. We have small groups where you always have to do presentation and negotiation and discussion. All this will be supported by us in the program in 𝘗𝑒𝑠. Now, to show you very briefly what 𝘗𝑒𝑠 is about, I said it was interdisciplinary. So you see, it is run during 6 semesters, and with the different colors here, green, entrepreneurship, these are management topics. Dark blue are the economic topics, and then the darker colors in black are your quantitative subjects. And of course, orange are your sociology subjects. What's been very attractive to students are our quantitative subjects. Data science has been real value for money and also really brings back a lot of return on investment for your future because, we work with big data. So towards the 5th semester, that's when you go abroad. And then in your 6th semester, that's when you start doing on your own, you allocate on your own to the thesis and subject and specialty you want, and also the project studies that you will decide in the direction that you want. It could be management, it could be sociology, it could be economics. The kind of students that come to us are the kind of students that haven't really quite decided what they want to do in life. I think it is very difficult for an 18-year-old to be very fixed in the idea, like, I want to be an economist now. So our programs are catered, this program particular, to these kind of students who need to just buy a little time to decide where your specialty lies. So it's been quite popular, and we've got a lot of requests to enlarge the program, but we are keeping it a small cohort because this is the real, we find a lot of value in this small cohort teaching. Now, a lot of you will wonder, what do I do with an interdisciplinary program after your bachelor's? So far, the truth is a lot of our students, 100% of us, feed into master's level because we found that in Germany, in order to have a high profile job in the future, you do need a master's level. But some of us graduates have also entered startups. They have founded startups. 𝘗𝑒𝑠 is the kind of program that is really good for an entrepreneurial spirit to develop that. And it also has sufficient credits for you and work experience in support by the career services that you go into NGOs and also now specifically NGOs for now. So if you're truly interested, these are the requirements that's required for you to apply to 𝘗𝑒𝑠. It's of course easier if you are a citizen of the EU and the EEA, and if you're not, it's a slightly complicated process. You'll have to please check the website for more information. Uni Assist helps you with this application, and we only take admission during the winter semester. So pay attention to the deadline, July 15th, 2026, and central admissions will be processing your paperwork. If you have further questions, these are other QR codes for you. It's also on the website. You can ask our chatbot to help you understand what the program is about. It will direct you to the content of our study plans. You can also chat with a student who will advise you, and of course, our student services. And if you have more questions, you can always write to our email, sustainablechange@𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘳𝘕𝑒𝑒𝑠𝑒𝑛𝑡.de. But all this, I think, is really a lot of information. And for me, I don't want to pitch it too much because I do run the program, but why don't you get the real information now on how it is to be a student at the University of Cologne? So now I'm going to I'm going to stop the slideshow now. I'm going to hand over to our students, Leo, who's present. I want you to find out from Leo in person. Leo, why did you choose to study maths at the University of Cologne?
Yeah, thank you, Anne. Hello, everyone. My name is Leo. I'm from Hamburg, Germany. And for me, kind of, as Anne already explained, I graduated high school 3 years ago. And then I was kind of uncertain where to go, what to do. There's so many offers with universities in Germany. So I took 2 years off to go traveling, work in different fields. I did a year of work and travel in Canada. And then after I came back, I would say I found out more for myself that I want to do something with a broader perspective. So with more different modules and topics, so I can still learn more about myself during the whole university and my whole studies. And of course, it's kind of difficult, as Anne already said, if you're a younger person and you have all those universities and different programs that you could decide for. And then I found out about MES that, has so many different topics that were interesting for me, and I could see myself develop further in that direction. And on top, of course, if you think about your career, for me, I wanted to also do a master's. And then it was also beneficial to choose MES because I knew, for example, I could specify in a topic that maybe I didn't even know before, that my interest lay there. But then I have enough credit points to do a master's degree in that. So I would say that were the main points for me to choose MES, as well as, of course, the English part. I think we rarely have English-speaking programs in Germany. And with that, also, if you want to maybe have a perspective of working abroad or working in Europe somewhere else, I just figured an English-speaking program would be a huge advantage for myself.
Thank you, Leo. So Leo is our homegrown German boy, but because this is my German university for international students, Hestia, what is your perspective as an international student at the University of Cologne in this program?
Hello, everyone. I'm Hestia. I am an Albanian Greek student, so I am part of the internationals, but I am part of the European students, so my application process is a little bit easier to some extent, because I do not have to give German certification or other certifications. But my experience of Unicron has been amazing until now. This is not my first bachelor's experience in an international university, but this time has been amazing. It has been very welcoming. The students overall, the faculty, like anywhere that I've gone in any office, I've been welcomed and I've been helped to the utmost extent. And I do have to say, Cologne in specific has been an amazing city for internationals. Of course, it's easier if you speak German, but unlike other German cities, at least in my experience, Cologne has been amazing throughout. And also the way which the courses are structured has been great. And the professors are always willing to help, to listen to you, even though you might feel, okay, I'm in a German country and most professors are German. Still, nonetheless, I have not felt any of that barrier personally, and has been, as I said, quite welcoming.
Thank you. So I see some questions in the Q&A. Shall we answer that now, Nino, or later?
We do it during the live Q&A.
Okay, so that concludes our presentation for the University of Cologne. I hope we've given you an authentic and true picture of what it is to study at Cologne and to study at MES itself. And yes, we're open to questions at the end.
Now I'd like to give the mic to Rhein-Waal University of Applied Sciences, from where we have Dr. Karina Goldbach.
then welcome everybody also from my side. I'm Dr. Carina Goldbach. I'm the study program manager of Sustainable Development Management, a master's program now, and I'm here at the Rhein-Waal University. I would like to tell you a bit more about the master, and I start with the university and our faculty, and then I will tell you a bit more about our degree program. So the university, in case you do not know where 𝘱𝘂 is located, which I think most of you will not know, I have included this map here. 𝘱𝘂 is a medium-sized town in the lower Rhine region of Germany. It is here in the northwestern part of Germany, directly at the Dutch border. So if you wanted, you could just cycle across the border and you are in the Netherlands. You see here some pictures. We have a quite modern new campus. You see the old castle of 𝘱𝑂, the gardens, and in the lower picture, just a snapshot of the small city center. The Rhein-Waal University has been established in 2009, so it's a quite young public university of applied sciences in Germany. We have 2 locations, one in 𝘱𝑂, one in Kamp-Lintfort, and around 7,000 students, and more of half of them are international students. We have 4 interdisciplinary faculties, and 3 of them are located on the campus in 𝘱𝑂, also our faculty. So you see here, for example, the upper picture on the right side, the brown brick building. This is the old harbor building of 𝘱𝑂. This is now our library. The picture below is our main lecture hall. The university aims to be innovative, international, and interdisciplinary. You saw it's a quite young, modern university, and I think it accomplishes this quite well. So our program is located in the Faculty Society and Economics. Our faculty is the biggest one in 𝘱𝑂. We have around 1,600 students. More of half of them are international students, 63% are female students, and 75% of our degree programs are taught in English. We have many international cooperations, of course, or research projects where you could work in several masters, several bachelors, 2 masters, economics and finance, and sustainable development management, the one I would like to present to you now. So now more about our study program. I actually looked for some pictures from this year. So you see me there in the upper left corner with some graduates. You see the head of our program in the lower right corner with some of our graduates. The upper right picture shows participants of a winter school that happened this year with experts from Eswatini, the Netherlands, and South Africa. And in the lower left picture, corner, I found a picture of a field trip to Bonn. In case you do not know Bonn, Bonn is a city in Germany that used to be the capital of West Germany. And because of this, there are still many government buildings and international offices in Bonn that stayed there even after Berlin became the capital. And today, Bonn is really important for development because there are also UN organizations. And here this group picture that I think was in the BMZ, sort of Germany's federal ministry for economic cooperation and development, which is also still in Bonn. Our master is a 3-semester full-time study program. So you need to earn 90 credit points in order to get a Master of Arts. We start both in the winter and in the summer semesters. Language of instruction is English, and we have around 25 students per semester. And we have students with diverse backgrounds, I would say. Typically, they come from economics, social sciences, or industrial engineering. And we have around 39 nationalities right now in our program. Our program integrates and connects the main parts of economics and political science, I would say, that are relevant to sustainable development. And these are then supplemented by empirical methods, and modules of project management. Here, I would just like to emphasize again, because oftentimes students also are confused, okay, what is it really about? And I can only say, just look at the name, Sustainable Development Management. So we focus on the sustainability dimensions, not only ecologically, but also we look at the economic side, the social side, and at project sustainability. Then we focus on all development related goals. Yeah, you probably know the SDGs. They play a big role in our program. And then there's this management component, because our program really aims to give you the necessary qualifications to work in a sustainable development later on and to handle sustainable development projects. So our modules are therefore in line with a typical project cycle. Yeah, if you think about a typical development project, it starts in a programming phase. Then you identify topics that need to be addressed. You formulate the actual project. You implement it. You evaluate it, and then ideally you use the results from the evaluation for the next programming phase. And then we aim to have the modules of our program that are at least loosely aligned to this project cycle. You see here our modules. I just leave it like this. You can have a look. You have to take 2 electives. So there you can choose from 8 different electives plus a language course that you could take. And you see it's a 3-semester program. The last semester is reserved for the applied project and the master thesis and your colloquium. And in the applied project, you have the possibility to collaborate with external partners or to go abroad for the entire semester, because you do not need to be in 𝘗𝘓 actually for that semester. And a lot of students use this to really do an internship together with the development organizations, with NGOs, with companies, or to do field work to collect data for their master thesis. So you've seen we have a very international student body. Right now we have 75% international students, so around 25% coming from Germany. The rest is from abroad. We have like 55% female students, and the majority of our international students, they originate from developing countries. This is a map from last year. I just checked the data. Now we have also a bit of shift more to African students. We have now quite many from Ghana, from Nigeria and Uganda. Also more students from India coming in. So that gives us a nice heterogeneity of educational, cultural, and individual backgrounds, and we're really happy about that. I just want to mention that we also have a scholarship program. So if you are from a developing country, if you have development-related motivation and you can show it, if you, of course, your grades are very good and you have 2 years of relevant professional experience, then you can apply for a full scholarship that is provided by the DAAD, the German Academic Exchange Services. So then you could apply in May next year again. It's a really nice opportunity for interested applicants from the developing countries. We are also part of the 𝘱𝑎𝑔𝑎𝑏, that is the German Association of Postgraduate Programs with a special relevance to developing countries, and it gives us a nice network where we have a lot of workshops going on. We have academic exchange. You could attend courses of these other postgraduate study programs. It's a nice opportunity also to connect to other students. After graduation, typically students work in public institutions or in bi- or multilateral development institutions, especially here in the GIZ or the BMZ that I mentioned, the Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development. More and more students are also going to the private sector. Yeah, you know, sustainability standards are important also for the private sector. So companies really search for our graduates, or you also qualify for a PhD. Just briefly, to be eligible for our program, you need a bachelor's degree in either social sciences, economics, or industrial engineering, a valid English language proof of level B2, and a GPA of 2.5 or better. And then you are welcome to apply. If you're interested to apply right now, the portals will open in December and close again on the 15th of January for the next summer semester. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, to connect via LinkedIn, to write me an email, call me, whatever. We are glad to answer your questions and hopefully see one of you applying for the next semester. Thanks a lot.
Team Siegen, University of Siegen, Road to Democracies, Historical Contemporary Perspectives on Politics and Culture program. And we also have 3 speakers from here, Dr. Lutz Pakas, Professor Dr. Christian Lahusen, and Rutu Gole, presenting all together.
Thank you very much. So welcome to the session. We will present the master's program Roads to Democracies offered at the University of Siegen. We are located about 1 hour from Cologne, and we are also located in a very green area, actually in the greenest area in Germany. Here on the first slide, you can see a picture of our campus where the main classes of Roads to Democracies take place. So you have a beautiful view, a lot of mountains, a lot of students do hiking or climbing. And we will show actual pictures of the campus throughout the whole presentation, so you can pay special attention to the atmosphere and surrounding as well. It is a master's program, interdisciplinary in history, political science, and sociology. And we will present the program as a team of 3. Professor Dr. Lahusen, he is a lecturer in the program. Me, Dr. Luz Pakas, I'm the coordinator within the program, and Rutu Gole, who just graduated with us from the program. First, Professor Lahusen will give academic insights into the program, then Rutu will give insights from her student perspective, and then at the end I will give you application information on job perspective, and all the support that we offer within our program. So now, Professor Lahusen, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you for giving me the word. I'm welcoming you as well. My name is Christian Lahusen, and I'm, as Luz Pakas said, I'm one of the professors and teachers that will be leading you through the program. Content-wise, this program is devoted to democracy, so it's a question about good democratic governance, and I would say this is a highly topical issue. We have this program already for more than 10 years running successfully. We started basically at a time where we assisted a lot of interested professionals to build and develop their political systems into stable democracies. Now we are living in a time where we have rather tendencies of regression of authoritarian rules. So the question we are dealing now is indeed how can we make good democratic governance strong against regressive tendencies. And I think what I know from the classrooms is that this is indeed a highly interesting topic that is recruiting students from all over the world, as Luz Pakas is going to show in a minute. The interesting thing of the classroom climate is that we are a global village in the classrooms. Students come from all parts of the world, which makes teaching and learning highly suggestive because we learn from each other. We learn from the experiences of democratic governance around the globe. And this is also the reason how we developed the curriculum, the program of the study program, because we start in the first semester with building the common ground as students come from very different countries, but also bring different academic backgrounds from political science, international relations, history, sociology, psychology. We have very different backgrounds, so the issue is indeed to bring them on a common ground, demonstrating basically what we know scientifically about the conditions of good democratic governance, and secondly, how to research, how to conduct reliable scientific work. So we are devoted to a strong methodological program, which has been mentioned by previous programs, a supplementary skill that is highly marketable on the labor market. We then broaden our own study program with a lot of cooperations with other universities. Some of them are included in the list, and this goes via Erasmus partnerships, but we also invite lecturers coming from other countries. So our campus, basically our program, is inspired by the idea of international learning. Maybe next slide. The curriculum then builds further on various thematic modules which try to dissect the conditions of good democratic governance. So we are interested in the institutions and democratic institutions, but also in the variety of actors that have a say on the development of democracy. This is a particularly important module. And then we have supplementary modules that deal with the question of what political cultures are. So which values, belief systems do have citizens, do have populations, and how far do they support democratic governance systems. We deal also with global challenges and transnational processes. So globalization is an important background topic to understand the fate of democratic governance. And this includes not only economic integration, but also mobility and migration issues and so forth. And finally, we have a very strong focus on comparative perspective, because the idea is that by comparing countries, we learn more about good practices and thus about potential role models to adapt. I hand over then to 𝘱𝘢𝘥𝘏.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now Rutu will give, from her student perspective, some insights into the program.
Thank you, Dr. Pakas. Hello, everyone. I'm Rutu. I'm an alumni of Uni Siegen and a proud former student of Roads to Democracies. I would like to share my experiences of being a former student. Just like Professor Lahusen mentioned, the program really offers a very wide variety of courses from sociology, political science, history, as well as empirical methods. Some of the courses that I studied were global social inequalities, history of colonization, social movements, some very relevant courses such as gender, science, and technology, where we studied the interconnection between democracy and artificial intelligence in connection with existing social inequalities. We had very vivid discussions on democracy in these small groups. Some other interesting modules that we studied were musical sociology, where we studied the usage of music in furthering democratic movements. Other courses included international relations with a focus on European Union, public health and welfare states. We also had a focus on soft skills, and some electives that were offered in this reference were intercultural competence, academic and scientific writing. There were specialized modules for students to work on their thesis topics. We were offered 3 courses on called Thesis Forum, where we could in-depth develop our master's thesis ideas. Another interesting aspect of Uni Siegen is that it has a very vibrant Sprachzentrum, language center, where we are offered courses from A1 to C2 level in almost 15 languages. We also have a very supportive career service staff, and I personally have benefited a lot from it. What I found interesting in this course was it offers a combination of modules which encourages independent thinking, independent research, usage of different methods and methodologies, such as conducting interviews, data analysis, and usage of softwares which are relevant to empirical research. I come from a course of 20 students. We all came from 10 different countries. We were all active in the student parliament. Ms. Pakas had developed a wonderful a mentoring program. So all of us were assigned peer-to-peer mentoring right from the first day of our university. Especially as an international student, this kind of support really helps. When you know a fellow student from a higher semester is there to support you through your personal and academic issues. We have a very active alumni club that I'm proudly a part of now. I found the environment to be very active, diverse, and inclusive. And this is what I found interesting was that what we learned in the course in theory, we could practice in class, because we were really exactly like what Professor Lahunsen said, that we were like a global village. And I developed very long-term, deep friendships. The course was very holistic. It helped me develop academically, personally. You also learn from other students from their diverse perspectives. I wanted to share a small tip for students who wish to apply for this program. Ms. Bakas, could you go on to the next slide, please? Yeah, the assignments I found them to be very creative. It was a combination of term papers, group work, some of very specialized block seminars. And I realized that the program can be turned into a very customized, you can pick and choose modules that interest you. And if you, before applying for the study program, if you already have an idea about your master's thesis, then you can practically design your own master's degree. You can pick and choose modules and electives that help you, that help align with your master's thesis topic. Lastly, as a student, I am truly very grateful for the experiences that I've had at Uni Siegen. I'm proud alumni now, and it has really helped me grow personally, very holistically. The international environment really provides a very conducive environment for practicing democracy at an institutional level, where you learn from students from various countries all over the globe and have very vibrant discussions. Thank you very much, and I think I'll pass over to Dr. Bakas now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rutu, for these insights. And now, last but not least, I want to give you some application information. So what you need for applying is a first academic degree in history, political science, sociology, or related field. Since we are a program in English, you need an English certificate on level C1, but we also accept a medium of instruction certificate. And you need a study-related special qualification. That means that also your research proposal will be evaluated. I will give some further information on that in the next slide. And the application deadlines are 28th February for winter semester if you are in the need for applying for a visa, or 30th of April also for the winter semester for all interested students. Yeah, as I said before, the research proposal is very important in our program. You should find a very well-defined, you should present a very well-defined topic with a precise research question connected to the relevant academic literature in this field, and it should be a very coherent discussion and analysis of the topic, and the topic should be connected to the program, but you are free in choosing the topic. And we also have a very good guide on our website that you can check out for further information, or you can, of course, always contact us if you have further information on that. So the program qualifies for responsible positions in international institutions like the UN or EU institutions, parliaments, ministries, in the area of political education, non-governmental organizations. Here on this slide, you can see, for example, on the left hand, an alumni who is currently a coordinator for the International Paralympic Committee, or also in the development cooperation. On the right-hand side, we have an alumni who is currently working for the German Society for International Cooperation in Uganda. And it also qualifies for research, so also a lot of students are afterwards doing their PhD. So as Ruto already explained, we also provide a lot of support to our students. We are a university with 14,000 students, and our faculty has 5,000 students, so we have a very good ratio between a very good supervision ratio. We also have a very strong Model United Nations group, a career service, also mental health support in English for students, an equal opportunities office, a family service office. If you are coming with your children, you receive special support. You receive support for finding a job. The language center was already mentioned by Rutu, where you can have language courses in German, also business communication or academic writing free of charge, and many, many other activities you can engage in. Last but not least, living expenses. So the International Office advises students to prepare for monthly expenses of approximately 800 to 1,000 euro. So rents are about 350 euro, and we do not charge any tuition fees. You pay a semester fee of currently around 365 euro, and this already includes the Germany ticket, where you can travel all around Germany with the public transportation, so the trains and the buses. And we are actually in Siegen, we have currently good possibilities for finding an accommodation, so we do not have students having major issues with that. So I want to close with a very sunny picture of Siegen to leave you with a last impression. And if you have questions, please feel free to contact. And yeah, we are very happy to receive your applications. Thank you very much.
I would like to give the mic to Fulda University of Applied Sciences, and we have 𝘱𝘐𝘓𝘕 presenting Bachelor Social Science for Intercultural Relations study program.
My name is 𝘱𝘱𝘓𝘕. I'm the program coordinator of Bachelor's program Social Sciences for Intercultural Relations, and I'm working at or the program is located at the University of Applied Sciences Fulda. Fulda is University of Applied Sciences in the state of Hesse. It's like right in the center of Germany. It's about 100 kilometers east from Frankfurt am Main. Yeah, the program is located in the Department of Social and Cultural Sciences. This is a bit unique for a University of Applied Sciences, but yeah, regarding the historical background of our university, this department is located there since the beginning of 2000. So, yeah, the bachelor's program, we have like an acronym because as you can see, it has a German and a translated English title. It's a long title, so we shortened it to Bachelor of Arts, Social Sciences for Intercultural Relations. Mostly staff members and students call it BASIP or BASIP. And yeah, the program has a unique specialization with an intercultural focus. And students are able to study it in German or in English. It depends. If you have at least German C1 level, you can study it in German. If you have English language skills, you need at least level B2. It's a diverse international student body. We have about 90 places for students, and it's like almost half and half German students and international students. And the international students are coming from around about 30 countries from all over the globe. We have a high student mobility. That means, of course, half of the group is coming from abroad to Germany, but we offer various opportunities. If they want to go abroad, for example, with the Schengen visa, they're able to study in other European countries. There are several corporations, and also there's a mandatory internship. Students are able to do it, of course, in Germany, but also abroad or in their home countries, because sometimes it's easier for them to find like job opportunities, internship opportunities. Yeah, many interactive practice-oriented courses. I don't go deeper into it right here. And our aim is to enable the students for critical analysis of different social phenomena. I will come to it, what it means from our point of view. It's an interdisciplinary program. It's also related to the interdisciplinary department. We have part of it is the discipline of law, sociology, political science, and communication. I would call it communication theories, communication studies. And this is also located in the program, as mentioned here. Sociology is part of it, political science, law and international law, and intercultural communications. And of course, foreign language acquisition. If you want to work in the field of intercultural relations, it's very helpful to have many different language skills. And for internationals, we definitely will recommend to learn German. They don't have to, but of course it can be helpful if they want to stay, for example, in Germany, if they want to apply for jobs after the program. Without at least medium German skills, it can get, in certain sectors, it can really get like difficult. So we highly recommend to do it. This is the program structure. The program takes, until the Bachelor of Arts, it takes 6 semesters. As you can see, in the first semester and the second, you start with foundations, sociology, law, etc. Methods of empirical social science research in the first 2 semesters, and foreign languages. And then in the third and in the 5th semester, you have the option to choose elective modules. In the 3rd semester, you just have the foundations, for example, globalization and sustainable development. The other elective part can be migration and diversity, and labor and interculturality in organizations. As you can see, in the 5th, you have the same boxes or the same titles of modules. And in the 5th semester, the students choose one of these 3 elective modules. And with this, they choose their study focus. Between the 4th and the 5th semester, you can see practical professional studies means typically making an internship in organizations, companies that are related in a way to intercultural topics. This can be like, but I will show you later, this can be, it's a broad, there are broad opportunities where people or students can do their internships, as well as later on the job opportunities. As I mentioned, students are highly, or it's highly welcomed if they do a semester abroad. They don't have to, it's optional, they can choose it. There are different corporations with universities abroad. And we also have staff members who help students maybe to clarify if they don't really know if they're able to go or not. And this is normally located in the 4th semester. And sometimes students also choose the internship abroad. Some of them go abroad for studying, then they do their internship in Germany, or they stay here and do internship abroad. So there are various options how you can go abroad if you like to. In this slide, I just mentioned some, so you get maybe a bit of an impression. What is it about? Yeah, intercultural relations, it can be a lot. These are some examples of courses that happened during last semesters. As you can see, for example, regarding languages, regarding migration. So migration is a big topic, and it was from the beginning of this program. It was a big topic. Migration studies, migration policies, etc. In the beginning, it was more focused on Germany and European Union, but during the last years, it got more of an international view. And as we can see, in the last 10 years, migration is really like a very intense debated topic, I would call it, also in public spheres, in media, etc. Perspectives on gender, for example, we had a project seminar on climate justice. We had several science field trips in the last years, for example, to Israel, to Jordan, to Tunisia, Turkey, etc. This science field trip to Jordan everything was organized. And then the war between Israel and Gaza started. So at that time, when it was going to happen, it was like really difficult, but later they did it. For whom is this program? From our point of view, of course, prospective students who want to understand global social and political context. This is like from our view that we share with the students, and That doesn't mean that this is like fixed, yeah, because it also intervenes with the perspectives of the students coming from all over the world. And this, as some of the speakers before me mentioned, this makes like the classroom really like sometimes really intense, but also very interesting to have all these different perspectives. Of course, you should be interested in learning foreign languages, and maybe interested in working in this, whatever it means, intercultural fields in a way. And if you would like to develop a more sharpened view on all these things around intercultural relations, interculturality, as well as migration and diversity, you also have like several modules where you will get introduction to different diversity studies. Also discrimination, anti-discrimination is part of it, racism, anti-Semitism, etc. Yeah, and if you would like to go deeper into these topics, maybe this is the right program for you. Career opportunities, there are a lot. Of course, there's a lot of competition. And I listened to all the other presentations and I thought, wow, it's really interesting. If I would be a prospective student right now, it would be hard to choose. And as well as the career opportunities, there's a lot of competition, but as you can see here, for example, intercultural education, youth and adult political education can be a field of working in. NGOs, for example, in the field of human rights and the field of sustainability, migration and refugee work. Many of our former students were working in this field within the last 10 years, because there happened a lot in Germany after the war of Syria. Almost 1 million people migrated to Germany, and after the war from Russia with Ukraine started again, a lot of people came, and so there's a lot of work to do. Media, public relations, digitalization can be a field, business, international organizations. It's more than in the fields of human resources, recruiting, communications, etc. And of course, cultural management, cultural policy, language can be a field of work. Or of course, subsequent master's programs, and also doctorate or PhD. And I shortly want to mention our department was the first department in Germany that was able to offer a PhD program for University of Applied Sciences. It was like 7-8 years ago. It was the first one in Germany. Before that, it was only possible at universities, but for University of Applied Sciences, since 8 years, it's possible also at our department. Yeah, the application process is not that much, it's almost similar to the ones that were mentioned before. Of course, you, as an international applicant, you must go the process through UniAssist. But what you need is, in general, higher education entrance qualification and the language skills. And that's it, nothing else. No internship before, no job experience, not working in these fields or something like that. Just the language level and the education entrance qualification. And the application deadline will be 30th of September. And it is starting, I don't know the actual date, but it's starting like within March, April, around that. So there's a long period of time. Yeah, these are my contact details. I don't have right now like a QR code or something, but yeah, you can find us through internet, maybe also in the chat, etc. And here are my details. Thank you very much.
I was monitoring Q&A and I saw lots of questions, specifically also for bachelor's programs, about the verification of degree and how to apply. Can I directly apply from high school and so on? I know you also got the answers from representatives from different universities in written, but just as a general rule, I shared for bachelors the last link just before Philip's email is from 𝘗𝘪𝘵, where is a checker, so to say, if you have a direct access to a study program or not. All of the programs were mentioning university entrance qualification, and maybe this could sound also a bit strange to you. What does it directly mean? Therefore, please check the link and you can write from which country you have your previous high school certificate or maybe bachelor's program. And the link you follow will then have follow-up questions, and then it will let you know at the end if you qualify for direct access or you need to do a collect or something similar. Good. Since I have mentioned bachelor's program, maybe let's start with the question for those. The very first questions that came in is about the study abroad for internationals, and I also see an answer from Anne, and during his presentation, Philip also mentioned study abroad, but as an optional thing. The attendee was saying, why do I need to do it if I'm already international coming to a foreign country? So maybe let's hear from Anne if you want to add anything. Maybe this could be interesting for others. And also then later, Philip, if you could address if internationals do go abroad after coming abroad to Germany.
Yes, like in my answer, it sounds like a paradox, you come from abroad and then we send you out again. But when you go abroad, we also offer you connections and cooperations at university you never consider. So say you're coming in from Africa, we offer you an option to go to Japan, and in itself, going abroad into this really foreign culture and their different ways of learning is actually beneficial. But also the other truth is that a lot of our students, we do cater to about 93% German students. And this is what they want, is a real pull. And this is the international link point of our program. And for example, Hestia, she's from Albania, but she doesn't hesitate to go abroad. And it has been very beneficial for students in general, just to have a taste and flavor of how other people do things. So that is my answer. And yes, it is mandatory, but all students love it.
And if I may add, just as a perspective, personally for me also, I have chosen for my semester abroad a country which is actually very close to Germany. But because, one, I am international and still for me it makes sense because it's not a country I've visited. And two, because it's a university which offers courses which are different from the university I currently am in. So it actually fulfills my academical requirements as well for my master's later on. So it can be also a strategic decision, not just a experience abroad, but it can be just strategic. You can choose universities which are very close to Germany, so it's not much of a hassle. You can choose countries from other continents, so the choice is yours.
Can I also add,
Okay,
German universities? Oh, sorry, back to just abroad thing. If you're abroad coming to Germany to study, we have very traditional methods. You have lectures and then what we call bulimic exam. You vomit your answers onto a sheet of paper. We are trying to change this. So when you go abroad, you then experience other teaching methods of university that just brings the best out of you. So this is why in our program, we thought it was a real benefit for students to go abroad. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe just an addition, does it also mean that the universities that students go to also do not have tuition, or it already depends on the country?
For Cologne, it depends on our partnerships. I think the only one taking tuition are the Latin American, but it's not very significant. If you are choosing to go abroad in an EU university, Erasmus is available for all EU exchange programs and open also to international students. And then I think if you go overseas to non-EU countries, like our offers for Japan and Taiwan, then you can apply for Promus. But that's our cooperation at the University of Cologne via the international office. I don't have full details of that, but when you get accepted, I will keep you posted then.
Yeah, and I want to answer the question, if it's optional, do foreign students go abroad? Yes, they do. But of course, for our program, it's like almost 1/3 of the group. But it depends on the monthly income they already have. and their financial basis. And it depends which kind of scholarship they get and where they want to go. But as I mentioned before, mostly they are going to European countries at the moment. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. The question for, let's start with masters, and then we can also generalize it to bachelors as well. The question was for Siegen, I think specifically about the research module. For the empirical research module, which methods and data analysis tools do students typically use? Do you provide training on software?
Yes, I'm happy to answer this. So the methods program at the Road to Democracy program is primarily oriented towards qualitative methods, because most students are better trained in their academic study before in these methods. And it has a very strong impact also on the study of democracies. And here, indeed, we provide also standard software applications that help you conduct qualitative research. Additionally, we do have also quantitative methods in our program. But the problem here is that if you haven't had any previous courses in statistics and applied quantitative methods, it will be quite difficult for you to catch up at the master level on the level of statistical robustness of analysis. But we do provide for students who have previous knowledge in quantitative methods also access to relevant courses. And there we also do have standard software application. This certainly is Stata, but there is also the application of R, which is basically freeware. I don't know if this answers the question, but I think
Yes, it does.
in brevity, this would be my guess.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor. Another question maybe to Luz or also Professor, I don't know. The question is about the research proposal. Should I already now know about my thesis? What if I discover another interesting topic during the course?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer this question. So the proposal is first of all an evaluation for the professors whether the student would be capable to to design a research project in this program. And it's only a research idea. The student can stick to this idea, but it is very normal that during the course of the program that there are new ideas, new methods, and the student can change completely the topic. Yeah, so this is the answer.
Thank you very much. And I see now very comprehensive long answers also from Karina in chat. So I'm just selecting one of them to maybe voice. Let's take the ones about the mobility. Do you have cases when students from another master transfer? And do you recommend this higher semester or to apply as regular student?
Yes, I mean, we have these cases, no? But then it is quite risky. You can apply for a higher semester, but then the examination board, they will check whether there's enough overlap, whether you have a certain amount of credit points that we can accept, and then you can enter a higher semester. But we always recommend that you contact our student advisory service before, because they can go through already before you apply, can go through your documents to see whether there's a chance, and then they typically recommend that in parallel you also apply for the first semester in case this does not work out to enter immediately in a higher semester, but it is possible. Yeah.
Thank you. For all programs, the course pages are also in chat. Maybe if you have detailed questions. I also saw somebody asking, I have a degree from PPE. I don't know but I think this is one from Bayreuth University program. So if you are qualified or not, you can always also see the qualification requirements and check accordingly. Now question for Philip, for Fulda, do you need high school grades? Do you accept everyone who has a language certificate and high school certificate? Are spots not limited? Or do you have NC or not?
So as far as I understood, as I said, we don't have any kind of NC for the program, so you need this general entrance qualification. And regarding language, as far as I know, only from German schools, these language levels will be accepted, or certificates. From foreign, they are not, but there are IELTS and TOEFL, etc. And that where you need to make your certificate, but not from. And I need to add, from English-speaking countries, also we accept it, like Great Britain, etc., etc. But yeah, then you need to prove through UniAssist. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just opened the free for study in English as the 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵 programs have no tuition fees. There are only semester contributions. I opened the Q&A and there is this question from Vajnaka, and it says, Anne, you are typing an answer. Do you want to answer this live, or it was just a mistake from Zoom? It says, I want to know more about the process for internationals. Can I apply directly with a high school certificate? I see the answer from Hestia, but it also says for me that Anne is typing an answer. So in case, no, okay, then the Vajnaka so to understand or find out if you can apply directly or not, please use suggestion from Hestia and also the link that I shared in chat from 𝘗𝘪𝘵, where you already have this concrete answer if you have direct access or not. Good. Yeah, I think no more like open questions, but maybe let's one general question to everybody. How many students do you usually have per cohort? Let's start with Karina, just to approximately know.
Yeah. So we aim for 25 students per semester. So typically we have 50 new intakes per year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Team Siegen?
Yeah, so we also have a capacity for 25 students for the winter semester.
And as an international, I can also say that this is really nice because then you have this close contact with professors, with students, and you can have a really nice discussions. So that's great. Yeah, from Cologne.
We take 80 application, but we are prepared for 60, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we offer and students reject. So we are open for 80, but we like 60.
Thank you very much. And it was already mentioned, but about NC and stuff with Fulda, but just as a quick reminder, Philip, if you want to add.
Yeah, we offer 90 places, and it was for the last 2 years, it was like almost half and half. Half German, half English, and that means they study in their own tracks, mostly the English, the international ones in the English track, the Germans in the German track, and we have several seminars and courses where they get all together, also introductory lectures. But 90, yes.
Mm-hmm. Great. And then use the opportunity to practice your German. I actually had one more question about the German, which was a bit more practical. The question was, do I need to have C1 to get a job in the field that was presented today, or would B2 also be enough for a job? It also depends on what kind of job, but what would you recommend? Of course, I know that you would say the higher the level, the better, but still, maybe you have better insights. Whoever wants to take this one, you could unmute yourself.
Maybe I would start. I would say it definitely depends where you apply for a job, yeah, and it depends. From my point of view, also the environment. If it's like a more international organization, they are maybe more open to English speaking and less German level. But for example, Fulda is more like more conservative city, and yeah, the next biggest city is like 100 kilometers around. And if you want to apply there, many of the companies would say like high German level, we need it because they're not so much used to this kind of internationalization that is coming within the next years. So I would say it depends, but at least like B2, C1, more like C1 regarding to environment is recommended, I would say.
start from your home country then. C1 can be also reached, but you will also have classes, but it's nice to also be prepared when you come, at least. All right, then I take this answer from Philip as a true for all speakers. And with this, then I would wish everybody a nice start to the week.